Everybody, Gerone Wright here, and once again you're joining me on my Gerone Wright YouTube channel here on YouTube. In this video I'm doing another vocal video, and this one is going to be relating to this ancient structure here, which is Karnak. It's an ancient Christian church. Okay, so if you want to Google it, I'll be putting more in writing. I guess is the proper spelling of it. I guess if I'm pronouncing it right, Karnak. This stone church where I guess the church itself would be inside of these caves here. You see a bunch of people out here of different nationalities there taking pictures, standing out here on the walkway here taking pictures of the structures, the stone structures there. You know, a lot of people are drawn to these, are spiritually drawn to these locations, and they're amazed and amused by the way the stones are carved. And you know, it's supposed to be that these stone locations like this with these caves are supposed to be natural rock formations. You should dismiss that on face, because these rocks are very unusual, and you can almost see on eye with the untrained eye that these are sculpted rocks. These are not no natural rock formations. And I mean, people see things and they dismiss them because it's not popular to see things, and it's not wise to act on what you see or say what you see, because you get ridiculed upon. Be told that you have paradula or any of those other things that causes a disease that makes one think that he sees something that's supposedly not there. Well, through my ongoing experience and encounter, it has always been my position that I've discovered the true origins of mankind, and which discusses, in my discovery, I discuss how man evolved from out of the seas of our planet and onto the land into becoming reptilians, a reptilian ape, and then finally reptilian man, and then into black man, and then on into every other being of man. And it's in a systematic way that has been happening all along throughout eternity. It's also my position that we evolved through the dinosaur, and dinosaur did not go extinct. It's in fact that my position that we are the dinosaurs. To no further ado, I'm going to show you something here with the structures of this ancient church. Now, again, you have to know that our planet right now, it stands that our planet is like 87% all water, and the rest, that leaves the rest being land. The small percentage of that being land left. What is that, like 13% being land? You know, you go back even further back in time, because our planet is only 4 billion years old. The further you go back in time, the more water our planet would have had on it. You know what I mean? Our planet is under a process now, a chemistry with the sun, where the water is being evaporated off of the planet. So you would have more water. So now we have a scenario where there is bodies of water, 87% bodies of water all around us. And then we have 100% of water over top of our heads. People, this makes us creatures as of that living in a fish tank, an aquarium. We are we are in an awkward world where we are actually fish. We are a breed of fish from day one, and have always been a breed of fish. We have water over our heads, water surrounding our bodies, and if you go back further in time, it would have been more water during this prehistoric period, which would have caused for the existence of the dinosaurs, these reptiles. They were living in a tank. No different than what you see reptiles around large bodies of water. This is what happens. They were in a fish tank. So, and we still are in a fish tank. But anyway, it's my position that we evolved from fish. Our ancestors knew that we evolved from fish, and through fish into dinosaur, out of the bodies of water through species of fish, and onto land through dinosaurs into becoming reptiles and other creatures. I'm going to show you this. This is what this church is simulating. These rocks are demonstrating the skins, the hides of the creatures from which we evolved from. Here, for example, is a fish. This building, this main structure right here, this is the torn away. This structure is in the torn away body of a fish. I'm going around the fish. There's the gills. Here's the fish neck, the collar, the mouth, and here's the fish head. And I have highlights. I'm going to come in. So it is showing you that humans, the people that goes into this entranceway, into this building, came from this body of this fish right here. Okay, again, there's the fish head, there's the collar, the neck, here's the fish mouth. All of the defining features of the fish are here. The lines are there. Okay, this is a fish. So how did we come out of the body of the fish, the body of the water? Well, the same way that I'm discussing. We came through the body of the Triceratops, dinosaur. Here you have a there's two Triceratops here. Here's the enlarged head of a Triceratops right here. There's the bottom lip, there's the jawline, there's the Triceratops horn, here's all of the armored flasking around the Triceratops. There's an enlarged head of a Triceratops right here, and then there is a smaller head of a Triceratops in the Triceratops nose, which is right here, which you're going to see in my highlight. So you have a mouth, teeth, eye, and nose, and the Triceratops armor wear. Two heads of a Triceratops. You have this whole piece right here as a Triceratops, and then you have a mutation of another species of Triceratops, which is right here. Two dinosaurs in one. But it gets better than that because this is all broken down. Now, there are other things in this image. I want to go on to the next highlight, which I have, and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Where's my arrow? I don't have an arrow there. Why don't I have an arrow? There it is there, so I must go back. Previous. Here you go. I have the smaller Triceratops highlighted for you. It's in white right here. Now, there is also, behind this smaller Triceratops, there is a dinosaur species of bird. It's my position that I've learned earlier on that this is where we get our speech from, the bird, i.e. the parrot, okay, which is a known speaking bird. These creatures, they're showing you how we got our voice, our vocal cords, our ability to speak. And I'm not going to give it all to you right now, but I know exactly how it took place and how at which time mankind was able to speak. How the speech was introduced into our bodies. I'll give that to you at another time. Here's the fish here highlighted in blue. Right there, the species of fish. Then you have a horse, which is over here. Attaching the horse's head is that of an ape and a man. Off to the back side of that is another reptile. You have the snake, the serpent, with a frog emerging from its body, which is another form of reptile. Over here in the corner, you have a woman carved into this building here. I don't know if you can see her head. Matter of fact, let me come in some so you don't miss none of this. And these pictures, people, I'm going to be putting on my Google Plus, and on they're already on my Facebook page. But there's the woman right there. You can see her, have her highlighted, her chin, her mouth, her nose. She's an ancient woman. She puts you in the mind of the virgin, mother this and mother that. That woman with that look, the virgin, the nun look. Well, here she is right here. This is mother creator. I call her the mother of creation. Okay. And you see other head carvings which are in here, which shows you different mutations which actually evolved from out of these creatures. Now, I want to come back in again and give you the fish. Here's the body of the fish. This is the skin of the fish right there. Again, there's a triceratops. There's three creatures here. There's the bird, a prehistoric bird, and then there is a being there. I have highlighted in the orange. If you take all of them away, I can draw you out of those three beings the full head of yet another dinosaur, which is from the Triceratops family, from the original Triceratops family. Okay, but this is the smaller one. It shows you how these chemistries between these interactions, between these introduction of genes, how these creatures were broken down and mutated. Up here on top of the fish and between the Triceratops, there is a Poseidon looking character. You know that water god where they show in paintings, many paintings, where he's emerging from the water with a team of horses. Well, people, the reason why that painting is so popular is because that team of horses don't represent horses. That team of horses represent the creatures that they evolved from, which is the ancient dinosaur. Horses are that of dinosaurs. The species of the horse is that of the ancient dinosaur, and that's what this is simulating. And this is why I have discovered that there is a horse right there, and there's a horse's head, and there's the Poseidon character, there's the snake, all of these creatures, the fish, the Triceratops, the prehistoric bird, and then we come over here, we have skulls. And on the back of a skull, you have that of another creature, a horrific looking creature here. Okay. Also, I highlighted, I don't have it highlighted here, but there is another serpent which is in between these creatures right here, which come up the wall. And again, I have this on my Facebook page, and I'm going to put them on Google+. Down here there's another head down here. But people, these stone carvings are key to understanding who we are. Okay, there's no way that this church would have been allowed to stand, or their people would be allowed to visit this location if they knew or had an inkling of an idea of what all of this stood and represent. I even see a carved monkey head right here. In fact, you see, look right there. There's a carved monkey head right there. You can see the lips, the eye. You don't see these things because you do not know what to look for. They are multi-dimensional images, multi-dimensional carvings, which are created not to be hidden. This is not no hidden secret or no sacred geometry or nothing like this. Again, people, these carvings were created by our ancestors with a reptilian sense of being. They had reptilian mentality, and they had reptilian sense of vision. Meaning that when these carvings was created and carved, they were carved in a dimensional sense, in a true sense of the being, from the being which created them. They were able to see these things in the sense of what they were drawing. Like we have a true vision now, and we draw things as we see them. Well, if the reptilian was looking at these things, they would see it in many different ways. You know why? Because a reptilian has the ability to shapeshift his eyes and see things differently. And this is what this is all about. Shape-shifting of the eyes. Somewhere along the line through my paranormal experience and encounter, I was given this gift to see things for what they truly are, and this is why I can do this. This is the Karnak Church. I don't know if you're going to be able to find this exact image. Okay, it is online. Okay, you can find it, download it, and you can see the things that I've actually highlighted here. Okay, but it's a clear picture. I'm gonna have it on my Google+. You can find me on Google+, or you can find me on Facebook. And these images will be on there. My content is not locked. So if you come on, you can click on my page and you can actually see these pictures here. Okay, so if you want to send a friend request, I'll add anybody on, as long as you're not on there with no crazy stuff. I don't mind adding you on, even if I don't know you. Okay, just so you can actually look into these pictures, because this is something that I want to be spread, and I'll add you. Okay, but again, people, you have fish, you have dinosaur, and this is what my discoveries has consistently all been about. That we as a being of people, we became humans through these species, these breeds of creatures, and it's a genetic manipulation process that has always been in practice. I call it a cult practice, a cult ritual, which is under the guise of Christianity, under religion, and under royalty. These people have known all along, and this is why you have those protected bloodlines. How is Christian and well, we already know that the royal families are protecting their bloodlines. This is what the royal families are all about, their bloodlines. So that we already know. So how's ancient rooted religion protecting their bloodlines? They are secretly doing it in a better way than even the royals are doing it. You know how? They're preserving it through virginity, through virgins of the men and virgins of the women, and they are taking them and pulling genes. They are secretly getting genes from all around the world. You have virgins coming in from all around the world, all different nationalities, different ethnic groups and backgrounds and origins, and from all globally. Just imagine what I'm saying, people. And then you have the men coming in, women and men, and they're taking and pulling their genes, and they're furthering a genetic manipulation process that calls for the altering of mankind being, and then reintroducing it back into the communities. Well, you say, well, how would they reintroduce it back in the communities, Jerome? Well, when you go for offering for communion, they offer you a wafer cracker. They make sure that it goes into your mouth. And then they offer you this thing of wine, the body of Christ and then the blood of Christ that they're offering you. Okay, and they make sure that thing goes into your mouth and it dissolves real rapidly. You know what I mean? They call that communion. You know what I mean? I call it something else. Okay, but and then they're giving you the blood of Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something, people. You should wake up, and you should wake up today if and listen loud and clear. This is an ancient church, a rock church. This ancient rock church is telling you the truth of what is going on. This ancient rock church has a fish, which is right there. There's the skin of the fish. It has a triceratops. What in the hell is a triceratops? Not one triceratops, but there are two triceratops heads. This triceratops that I have highlighted, that you see right there in white, right there, that's on the nose of a larger triceratops. And the larger triceratops have three morphine other beings in itself. It has its own likenesses, which is a smaller triceratops, what makes its nose. And then it has this prehistoric bird. And then it has a being down here, which is a cross between all three. A man-like figure, which is crossed between this bird and the triceratops. Has his armor plating on him as well too, and he's looking like some type of Darth Vader like character. You see, and then you have the Poseidon figure over here, and then you have the horses, then you have the apes, then you have the snakes, then you have the frogs. Death and resurrection, all of this stuff here, all being shown here at this building, at this main infrastructure, this rock. And then you have skulls of dinosaurs, and you have these ghastly looking creatures that show you where mankind and evolved from these creatures. And people, what else is there? And then you have the mother creator over here, and she's looking just as all ghastly as I don't know what. I'm going to bring her in over here. There she is right here in the corner. And I'm going to bring these other images in before I actually go ahead and pan out. But look at this guy here, looking something like a cartoon. And people, I promise you that the only thing I did was give them eyeballs. They're already there. These images are here. All I did was give them eyeballs. That's the only thing that I did was give them eyeballs. That's it. That's all I did is give them eyeballs. You know what I mean? So I didn't do all I did was just highlight the lines that are already there. That's it. The lines are highlighted for you. You see that? Look at that. Looking like something out of a cartoon. And I'm telling you that if you look at the rest of my videos, all you will see is the same exact thing over and over and over and over again. These rock carvings. I just did the thing on the Egyptians on the Valley of the Kings. Similar carvings. I just did a video. Similar carvings. All my other videos, all similar. The paintings, Renaissance artists' artwork, all similar. In fact, the Renaissance artwork is what readied my eyes for this. There is nothing that this does not relate to. Everything in our world relates to this. Everything in our world. This is what it is all about right here, people. But it gets better because I know more about this than anybody of our world could possibly know. I am encountering a genuine experience and encounter where I've had an out-of-body experience, where I have had a spiritual journey out into space, and this is why I'm able to come back and do this here. I like to think that I actually I had a journey into death and came back again. While I was alive here in this world, I was in another world. So, I mean, you take it as it is, but just know this, one thing for sure and two things for certain, that I am the only one in this world today which is actually giving you this type of information. No one else is giving you this information. I have almost over 270 some odd videos playing, and they're all giving you a remarkable in-camera review of what is going on around us, where you evolved from. I can almost describe each species of person that there is, how they were created. It's a history. There's a record of how mankind was created, how they evolved through these reptiles onto these each breakdown of African and the Egyptians, the Asians, the Caucasians, the Europeans, all of these people that was created in this systematic order is telling us how they were created through these animals and these creatures. There's a record that's going to describe it all. It tells us how these people got their hair color, their eyes colors, where they got their eyes from. There's a record. My name is Gerone Wright. I'm going to end the video there.